right here on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Today is the 22nd day in the month of October 2025. I hope you're feeling great and you are doing well today. You're welcome to Her Lens, where we get to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues right here on Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. How are you all doing today? I hope you're feeling great. I hope you are all doing well. Good morning, Susan. How are you today?
Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Helen's family. I'm doing good this morning. And how are you too?
I'm okay. I'm doing well. It's great to have you join us this morning. How are all the activities that you have been engaged in for the past few days?
Well, it's been a whole lot, This week started on I don't want to say it's a crazy week because we had the protest and there was so much traffic, and that traffic, translated to high cost of transport, whether it's Bolt, Uber, everything just skyrocketed. But at least we managed to step out, engage and also go to work, because I actually work in Nasarawa while I live here in Abuja.
How do you now commute like that? It's not so. Anyway, it's just
So but by and
it's
large,
like Ogun State and Lagos, sha.
that kind of thing. The only thing is, if I need to go to
Mm.
then that's a longer journey. But I walk around Ado, so it's easier for me. But I just have to leave very early, so because of the traffic along that axis. But thank God we are pushing a day at a time until we get our money to get an accessible accommodation and all of that. Good
Mm.
morning, ma'am. Ibinabo, it's good to see you this morning. Slaying as always, anyway.
Of course. Good morning, Ibinabo. How are you today? And she's looking all peachy. Good morning, Ibinabo. It's good to have you here this morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me. Good morning, Susie. The Susie Susan. Always looking so
Good
good
morning, ma.
morning. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, valid listeners. I am glad to be here. Thank you.
All right, it's good to have both of you join us this morning. So, Buki reached out and she's all the way in which country did she even say safe? I say, Buki, you don't reach there already. She's all the way in Kenya. So she's, doing a lot there. So we're rooting for her and we're hoping that all goes well. And I'm sure when she comes back, she'll give us full gist of what's happening over there. All right, so yes, this is 30 minutes after 9 on the side of the radio. Let's get to head on with the conversations. In the meantime, you can send us WhatsApp messages or text messages. WhatsApp to 07031756537 or 08155917917. Those are the numbers to get in touch with us this morning on the program Her Lens. Okay, let's go straight to this very first one that suits my body. Knowing fully well that Ibinabo and myself yesterday spoke about the young girl who, died because of the marriage that she was forced to do, her father to his friend. So I'm hoping that, and she looks very young. So, but her age, I'm not sure her age was mentioned. I'm not really sure right now. But this is coming from the Senate, and the Senate has passed a new bill imposing life imprisonment on anyone found guilty of having sexual intercourse with a minor. The law, which offers no option of a fine, aims to strengthen child protection, deter sexual abuse across the country. Lawmakers said the most reflective Nigeria's commitment to safeguarding the move reflects Nigeria's commitment to safeguarding children and ensuring justice for victims of sexual violence. The bill now awaits presidential assent to take effect. So hopefully, the president gets to assent to this and it is implemented, most importantly, because now there we always hang all our laws. Implementation, and there they hang. So hopefully this gets to go through and we get to see it see the light of day. Now, how did this come to you? Because for me, I felt excited yesterday when I saw it. This is a good move, and some of the comments were like, to send us so Senate they work. We follow they get problem. The way when I take this is what una for do corruption like that, or una for do other things like that. So you people can actually do. So it was quite funny though, how some people reacted to this, and a lot of people were giving them thumbs up for going through with this. Hopefully we get to have this gets to all the different parts of Nigeria. Thinking about the north, the south, it happens everywhere, but we know it's more prevalent in the north. So hopefully, and thankfully, even the life imprisonment actually came from a northern lawmaker. So hopefully this actually gets to go through, and we see that this makes a difference when it comes to the protection of children, when it comes to the protection of minors. That should also extend to like the story Ibn Abba was giving us yesterday when the little girl came out to hug the man, and Ibn Abba was saying, oh, what a very fine daughter and father moment, until she was hit with, no, my wife. Ibn Abba said she nearly fell where she was standing. So this should be able to curb all of that, because that's a child, for crying out loud, and then you want to go and have some sort of sexual relations with her. And I was also given a story here in Somalia that very funny set of human beings. This is an African thing, Sha. Um, the government banned marriage of under 18 years. And some old men came out that were crying seriously that the government should reverse that ban. It's not fair. It's not that. And the government went back to reverse it. So that is that has many step backwards. So hopefully this particular one gets to curb all of this. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one who's excited about this. And fingers crossed that the president gets to assent to this so that we can have it as a law. So Ibinabo, let's start with you on this one. How this one take hit you? How did you react to this? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
Yes, very interesting. Like I share the same thought with some of those people who felt like, if not like this, laws for Daisy, that kind of a thing. I mean, you should have put a lot of laws into place so that at least we go the pick and they take and they protect ourselves and all of that. But I hope that what I'm saying, my wish will become a reality, that gone are the days when the senators tend to take cursory look at situations, and then they don't come up with very, very strong laws that will create deterrence and all of that. I'm happy for this, and I believe that. I mean, why wouldn't the president assent to this bill? He should assent to it. It has been a problem. It has been so talked about, and then here we are. So if he is assent to the bill is what would hold it back, then that is not a problem. I want to believe that. But there's a clause for me. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a Nigerian. And I know that when eventually this bill becomes a law, there are going to be, there are allowances for loopholes. What are the loopholes? There's a difference between, when a man is married to a woman and he forces himself on her to copulate, she can claim rape according to the law. At least I know of one in Lagos State. If she didn't give her consent and he forces himself on her, she can claim rape. She can allege that he raped her and all of that. Even though now her husband, though. In this same bill that we are hoping will become a law very soon, they did not talk about those men who are getting married to minors. They are very emphatic on those who would force a child into copulation. Ones that are getting married to little children. In law, you have to be very specific. You have to point your arrow directly to what you're talking about, or else somebody will help you shift it a bit and begin to open up the law. But at the end of the day, you realize that what you think, your thoughts were not actually what the law says. Now, they were talking about pedophiles. Senator Adam Soshomole was talking about those. Okay, if you are saying that, okay, somebody rapes somebody, what about those who would, sexually abuse children who don't even know how to defend themselves, who are helpless? So eventually, that was where this bill emanated from. It didn't talk about getting married to minors because your wife already. I mean, I think to an extent you have a right to have copulation. And if you are married to a minor does not know how to say no, because that girl I saw that day so many years ago that I told you about yesterday, how would she say no to that baba? Fear will even agree let her say no. So they were not, we need to break it down. They need to break it down for us. What are you addressing? Are you addressing pedophiles? Or you are addressing those who engage or involve themselves in child marriages? There are two different things. So my excitement, yes. Now pedophiles, they're going to have it tough. There is no fine, and it is a life imprisonment. At the end of the day, even if it is toned down a bit, it can be less than 30 years because he proposed 20 and they felt 20 was too lenient. They need to tell us, are you equally using this bill, one bird to kill, one stone to kill the two birds, or it is just one bird you are killing? Are you addressing pedophiles, or you are actually talking about those who engage in child marriages? There are two different things, Rose. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Of course, I totally agree with you. That's why when I said it, I said I hope that this one will cover that one too, because it's a whole lot. It big, the matter plenty. So let's not look at this one and turn our face on the other one. But then again, it's a good step towards the right direction. So hopefully we get to see that this actually see the light of day. All right, Susan, let's hear your thoughts on this particular law that the Senate has said. Hi, Susan. Can you, if you're not, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
When I
so
heard about it, I was excited. As someone, can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Should I go ahead?
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, Susan. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. So as someone who has, okay, as someone who has worked in the gender space, for me, it's a welcome development. At least it's a step in the right direction, just like you did say. The word here is children and minor. Very, very important, whether it's in marriage or that where Ibinabo is coming from, because having worked in some parts of the north, working on gender-based violence, I remember when I was talking about the VAP Act. Like we said, it's a different thing to assent to it at the national level. If these states do not domesticate it, in Nigeria, an effective tool to say before this act, this was where we are with issues of pedophiles, people. Every day we hear this. If you go to DSVRT in Lagos,